Hey, welcome back everyone. Today we have a really awesome video. We're going to be installing the Cobb Accessport on the 2015 Ford Fiesta ST. So this is a mobile handheld tuner that you can install. It displays gauges, installed tunes, does a couple extra things like launch control, flat foot shifting. So it's my first time dealing with anything like this. I'm going to take you guys along and show you what some of the cool benefits are. So quickly showing us what we got right here. So pretty cool little box. So you got to register it so you can have the warranty and that sort of thing. We have a cool little jet tag, some accessories. So I believe this is some of the wires and that sort of thing. And then the access port should be in this cool little case right here. So let's open it up and find out. So that's a wire, quick start, and then the access port. So it's about the size of an older iPhone or something like that. And then a few other things over here, some stickers, mounting plate, and a different faceplate, OBD2 port, and a little mount. So there's vehicle specific mounts and things like that you can get for your car so you can mount it a little better. So this access port for the Fiesta, they're different for all different vehicles. Getting a used access port can be a really good deal. You can save a few $100s, but you have to make sure that it's not married to that vehicle, because once you install it to a vehicle, it's married. Basically, it's so if it gets stolen, they just can't use it themselves. So if you get one, make sure it's unmarried so you can pair it to your car with no issues. It has to be for the same vehicle, so don't mind the oily valve cover. But currently the only mods I have, and the only beginning mods that you should really get for the car, are a drop-in air filter, which is what I have right here. It is a little bit upgraded with the tube and the box, but a drop-in air filter. Cobb makes one, a few different brands makes them. So that, and actually the rear motor mount, which you probably won't be able to see from up here, but I do have a Montune rear motor mount. So that and the air filter are about the only mods that you really need to start tuning your car. If you don't have those two things, then it's recommended you probably just start viewing your gauges and that sort of thing. So to actually connect it, all you have to do is plug it into your OBD2 port, which is right there next to the clutch pedal. So you'll plug it in there, then you can actually feed the wire up through here, have it come out up here, and then you can mount your access port here, over there on the other side, kind of wherever you'd like. And Cobb does sell a mount that clicks right here, so you can properly have it secured, which I have ordered. So it says maps are preloaded on here, and that's saying that Cobb actually has a few tunes on here. So those include stage 1, 2, 4, octane 91 and 93. So a few different variations. You'll kind of figure out what your car is and ready for, and then you'll do that one. After this video, I will make another video which will be installing a tune made by a tuner. So that's a tune that a tuner has made. Cobb hasn't. Installing that because they have to send it to you. Sometimes you will send back data logs, and then they will make revisements basically on how your vehicle's running and a little bit more specific with what some of the mods you have. But in this video, we're just going to be installing the Cobb tune, installing it, maybe trying out some of the things, seeing how it is, and also kind of showing you guys what I think some of the better gauges are to view. Got the OBD2 port right here. I'm going to mount it, kind of quickly show you guys how I mount it and where. And we're going to leave it kind of up here, up above this vent. For the time being, I just plugged it in to the OBD2. I tucked up some of the wire right here, and I have it actually underneath this weather stripping. Super easy right now, and then if I change it, if not, it is how it is. But definitely might want to tuck it up a little bit more underneath here. That way you aren't really seeing too much of it, or you're getting your foot caught on it. So like I said, not perfect, but we'll get a little bit better solution once we kind of have this thing installed. So it comes with this little mount that I think is magnetic, but it kind of just sits in there like that, which is pretty nice. And then you can put your actual mount that connects to your dash or your pillar, or however you want it connects to that. That way it can be easily removed and whatnot. I just mounted it on the pillar right here. It doesn't look perfect, but it's enough where I can kind of see it and operate it from a driving point of view. So yeah, the next step is to plug it in, and then turn the car onto ignition. What a nice little click. The car is just on ignition right now. The engine is not running, and now we can focus on actually doing the port right here. What we're gonna do now is press OK. See what that says. Now it says to install it to our vehicle. So that's what we're gonna do and see what we can do. So this is a 2015 Fiesta ST. So, and then it will say select a map. So we have stage 1, 2 for different levels of octane, valet mode, anti-theft, that sort of thing. Stage 0, I think, is just viewing gauges. But for now, let's run 93. So currently it is installing. We're only at 1%. We'll see how this goes. The car is doing some weird kind of ECU relearn thing, so not really sure what's going on, and I'm not really sure how long this is going to take entirely, but we'll see. So it is now at 100%. So it's now doing this vehicle data. It's still doing this instrument cluster kind of thing. Do not turn off or unplug the vehicle or access port. So now it's flashing the vehicle. This looks like it's going pretty quickly compared to the last one. So we're at 100% here. Let's kind of see what happens with the next screen. It might be done, and we'll kind of see. ECU relearning. Car is making some weird kind of sounds. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Installation successful. Please turn the ignition off for at least 15 seconds. So it's been about 15 seconds. Let's turn this on. Currently it's saying it's showing me gauges and whatnot, so let's kind of see. But when looking at it, how to operate it, so this left button kind of brings up a bigger menu. Gauges, performance, troubleshooting, changing the tune, and uninstalling it. So changing the tune, you can just do a couple of things. So I actually changed it to a 91 tune after doing some research, because the 93 tune is 93 or above. Where I live, it's 92, so I went with the 91, just the stage one, and I think that's what most people should go with if you're not really sure what to do, or stage 0. So yeah, so this over here is kind of a back button, select up and down. So going back to gauges, it loads up and it shows you the gauges of your vehicle. So guys, after doing a little bit of research and looking online, kind of seeing what's a common setup for what gauges people actually monitor on their Accessport. So the thing is though, you kind of actually have to know what you're looking at, or kind of know what's actually useful to you. This is something that once you get familiar with tuning, and maybe your tuner will tell you what to look for. So they're gonna go, hey, these are the things you're gonna want to look for when you're about to do a heavy pull, because if these aren't right or they start acting up, then you need to not, because your car is about to blow up. So you kind of have to know. The thing is though, with the Accessport, is you can actually unplug it and leave it. You can leave it in the glove box, you can leave it at home. The Accessport does not need to be plugged in to have your tune on the car, and that's even including the Cobb tunes, the off-the-shelf tunes. So I have boost pressure, coolant temp, AFR, charge air temps, and ignition correction in cylinder 1 and 3. You could do cylinder corrections in 1 through 4, having all separate ones, and boost, no boost, coolant temp, oil temp, air temps, kind of whatever setup works best for you. To actually change them though, you simply just go up and down on these buttons. So it will select them, and you can click on it, change monitor, and you can select all sorts of different modes. So again, you even have different setups as well. So you could do different layouts. So one big one, all sorts of different little things. So pretty cool little setup you can have going on here. And again, I'm getting familiar with the Accessport. You know, I've been in the forums and I've seen people saying things and doing things, but still I'm not familiar with it. So I'm learning and kind of giving you guys a beginner's perspective of kind of what to expect when getting it. All right guys, so initial impressions, let's see how this thing feels. Whoa, yeah, this thing definitely is a little bit quicker. It's definitely got a little bit more pep in the step. So let's start not to go too fast here. But I'm gonna drive it around a little bit more and kind of give some more impressions on what I feel with it and seeing if I notice anything a little bit more significant. So instantly off the bat, guys, this thing is a ripper. Like, you can instantly feel the more torque, more power. It feels a little bit more linear. It starts to pull a little bit more, you know, longer than what I'm kind of used to, which is driving a stock Fiesta. So it's really cool, and I'm really excited to try out some of the more features, get it all set up with the gauges and stuff correctly. But first impressions are, this thing is awesome. I really wish I got this thing sooner. So I drove around a little bit more, feeling out the tune and kind of just seeing how it is, doing some quick pulls and kind of like that sort of thing. And it's very satisfying to actually feel the results, to actually know that, to feel that the car is quicker and it kind of acts differently. The whole character of the car is a little bit more different, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more sporty, and just kind of fun with just the simple Cobb off-the-shelf Stage 1 tune. So it really gives me optimism to see what doing a couple little bolt-ons can be, and then also having a tune that is properly set up for those, seeing how much more power and seeing how much better the car can feel. So I'm really excited for that. And like I said, I think just the off-the-shelf tune is a lot of fun. And I think most people, if you're not used to this sort of thing, it's going to be a blast and you're really going to appreciate the results. And then that kind of leads us to the next video, which will be installing a different tune onto the car. So I'm going to be going to a tuner, buying one of their flash tunes, and then actually installing it on the car. And, you know, how are the off-the-shelf tunes versus a purchased tune from a tuner? So I hope you guys are excited for that. If you haven't already, leave any comments down below, drop a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks, guys.